Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Kayfabe Coffee, the show that keeps it real while we pretend it's real. I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi, the barista of broken kayfabe, if you will, pouring out hot takes stronger than a Starbucks, shaken espresso. Welcome to Kayfabe Coffee here on the Main Event Wrestling Network. It is Tuesday, February 24th, and once again, I decided I was going to bring in a special guest. So let's just cut to the chase. No chit chat. We're going to get straight to it. It's a new week, fresh wrestling on the board. So I decided to bring in one of the more entertaining wrestling YouTube content creators. If you haven't seen their work on their channel, you're missing out because you obviously aren't following the network. You're not following them, but make sure you are because we got one half of Sam's on Wrestling. Sam is in the house, Elder Sam, if you will. What's up, my friend? Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon for your sake, I guess.
Like you're saying Kayfabe coffee. Coffee is long gone. We've already had the morning. Toilet has already passed the coffee through. We've passed lunch. We've had a British meal deal is what we've had. You don't have them in America.
We do not.
The meal deals I've already had for only £4. I've had a Fanta, which is not the Fanta you guys have because it's not.
You guys got different Fanta?
Your Fanta has something like no % orange juice, and ours is full of orange juice. It's healthier. It's not got 1,000 bits of sugar in it. It's actually healthier, even though it's a sugary drink. I've already had a chicken Caesar wrap and some Thai sweet chili crisp for £4, so I am wired right now instead of coffee.
You know what? I can't say that I have lived that same life because all I've had is this coffee right here because I just woke up right before we hit the record button. But it's good to catch up with you, man. I think it's been a close to a month since we got to work together on the Main Event Mixer. But to anybody that might be tuning in for the first time, because we have a lot of new subscribers at the network, which, by the way, we are on the road to 300 subscribers. I think we're only 14 away. So while you're here, scan that QR code above Sam right now. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. But Sam, why don't you tell the Kayfabe Coffee audience a little bit about what you and Baby Sam are doing on your channel?
Oh, absolutely. So we do a video every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. in the UK. So that'll be like morning, early afternoon in the Americas. We have a lot of American viewers, actually. We're actually probably more American subscribers than British subscribers.
You know, that's funny. Our subscribers are more UK subscribers than America.
I might be the cause of that.
Maybe.
I might have thrown a lot your way. Go follow these great, amazing people. We do so many different videos we have our Sam versus Sam trivia, which you do every fortnight on a Sunday. We have our power ranking videos where we rank wrestlers out of 10 in 10 different categories. We have controversial take videos. We have our Hall of Fame video, which is us getting more positivity about wrestling, talking about matches, moments, segments that we want to keep forever. We've got bracket tournament style things. We've got discussions. Essentially, there is something for every single person. If you don't like that style of video, there's another thing you can try. So we're very episodic, different styles of videos. So come and check us out. We do lots and lots of silly things, really, more than anything. And have fun with wrestling, because wrestling is meant to be fun.
No.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that wrestling was fun?
Not my wrestling. You're supposed to hate everything you watch and just put it online.
So miserable. And I'm just like, it's actually very good. I sat through 2019. I'm enjoying wrestling. It's fun. It's good.
It's funny you brought up 2019. I think my co-host Ian on OTM mentioned, he's like, I hate when fans are like, oh, we've sat through worse. Why do you accept that? I go, well, I started wrestling or watching wrestling in 2011. And other than CM Punk and John Cena, there was really nothing to attach yourself to that year. So if I can make it into the wrestling business that year, I really can make it through anything.
But what you went through in 2023 and 24 must have been like God level.
This was great. Yeah, I was going to say, I've been enjoying wrestling, but I do have my gripes. But that's why I like your guys' channels, because you make things fun. Everybody's so doom and gloom nowadays. I shouldn't say everybody, because there are great content creators, especially everybody we got here at the network, but outside the network as well. Just a lot of good stuff going on over at your channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to theirs, because you're on the road to 1,000, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're 700 and something at the moment, which has really jumped in the last great 4, 5, 6 months, something like that. TikTok's doing very well as well. That's at 2,500. So not just our YouTube channel. If you go and check out our TikTok, what's special about our TikTok is I go live and I do challenge me at WWE trivia. So I literally just sit there for an hour, 2 hours, and just have 100 people fire.
I don't know how you keep up with the chat.
Oh, I don't. I've been called AI. I've been called a bot. I've been told that it's recorded because they can't see the questions I'm answering.
That's a fair response, honestly, because I've been in one of your live streams and you've had like 100+ people, and I'm like, dude, I don't even think you're keeping up with it. I think you're just picking whatever you see scroll across the screen at that time.
Well, literally, I am genuinely trying to answer every single question.
That's what you do, right?
I literally don't scroll. I don't see the bottom. Sometimes I'm 100 questions behind. I'm like up in the chat, and I was once so far behind that TikTok gave me a monetary ban, because I wasn't like in like being with the community or something. I think it's something like that. So
they want you to engage.
Yeah, engagement. That's what I wasn't engaging. That's what it was, and I was like, I couldn't be more engaged.
I was gonna say you're locked in trying to please everybody, but that's so hard to do on TikTok Live. I see that across my For You page all the time. But we could chit-chat about social media. That's the good thing about Kayfabe Coffee. There's really no direction. No. We can go wherever we want with this. This is the morning, at least for me. You're not a coffee drinker, are you?
No, I'm diabetic, so coffee's not the wisest idea, to be fair.
I was going to say, us Americans, so here's my usual caffeine intake. It's the morning coffee, which I think a usual cup of coffee has about 80 milligrams of caffeine. Then, of course, I have to have my C4 energy drink before I go to the gym, which has 200 milligrams of caffeine. So we're already at 280. And then I have
sleep, man. Just get some sleep. It's natural.
And then I have a Diet Coke. And then a Diet Coke after that. So we're up to like 350, and the daily recommended's 400. So I'm staying under.
The thing is, you don't realize what's in your extras that goes on top.
This is probably why I don't get much sleep. And this is why I'm doing a show every day, because I don't have a job. So while you're here, help us out and subscribe so I can get a job. That would be great. But also, great things going on this week at the network. We have a lot of uploads every single day. Plus, this Friday, the Main Event Wrestling Network is the official sponsor of Warrior Wrestling's Rumble at Rhinegeist 2. And this Thursday, we are actually going to be having the Warrior Women's Champion on the Main Event Mixer. It's going to be myself and the Wrestling Junkies podcast sitting down with Tootie Lynn to discuss her match against Jazzy Yang. This is happening at Rhinegeist Brewery in Cincinnati, Ohio, this Friday. Sam, I know you don't get the chance to check out any indies over here in the States, but do you ever get the opportunity to check out anything local to you?
I tell you say that, but Baby Sam started wrestling himself. So
wait, really?
He has. He's currently. Don't ask. This is why I never get to record with him.
I was going to say, is this breaking news?
Yeah, he has started wrestling. It was just before Christmas he started doing like once a week type thing just to try it out. And they already wanted to get him into actual matches. And they were like, no, I want to get the basics down. So at some point, you say, am I to watch the indies? At some point, I might be the indies.
You could be his manager.
That is what we're discussing.
Let's go.
That's the plan.
I could totally see it. I could totally see it.
So let's see how he goes, because you never know. It might just be a one and done for him. He's kind of very much like, it's something I wanted to do when I was younger. I'm now 26. You know, I want to see if I can scratch that itch. So we'll see how good he is. He's 5'7", so it's very much like the cruiserweight from.
Yeah.
When your manager might be slightly taller than you, and he's a diabetic ginger, you never know how it might.
The jokes write themselves. Honestly, you really could be a great heel manager with that. Running with that gimmick.
I've already told him the gimmick we should be is that, you know, like remember you don't know that Crash Holly in the Attitude Era was
I know Crash Holly.
It was like our height, but he would walk around with the scales and say he was 400 pounds. And I'm like, Sam, we should just say you're 7'2" and just completely ignore it. Just if anyone says no, you're not, go, no, he is 7'2". That's what I'm thinking. You're the reverse Big Cass. He's 7'2", and you can teach to be 7'2".
Great Brown Hope say Baby Sam versus Matt Seidel. Book it. Wow. Already a big match right there.
I want to see it.
I might have to get in the ring too. I heard that the Rumble at Rhinegeist is a 12-man Rumble. And I'm just saying, I am going to be there. I have been in the gym lately. So if you want a podcaster to show up and just, take out all the wrestlers, I will. I'll do it. Just
How
saying.
very SNL from WrestleMania 33. Or
I would
whatever.
100% do the spot where like Pat McAfee and just run out of the ring. I would just like, all right, that's it. Go for the top rope. That'd be me. But we'll find out on Friday if I actually end up competing in that Rumble. But let's get into Monday Night Raw. I know Sam's got to get to work in a little bit, and I don't really have much to do. But I am going to talk about Monday Night Raw with Sam. So let's get to the beginning here where Gunther opened up things. It was an interesting start to Monday Night Raw. It was kind of all over the place. Even Cody Rhodes came out to set up something, I guess. I don't know where the purpose of Cody coming out was, to be honest. I guess probably because it was in Atlanta, Georgia. But nonetheless, Gunther was attacked by Dragon Lee as he obviously was addressing the fact that AJ Styles was having his tribute on Monday Night Raw, which what an emotional tribute that was, which we will talk about. But
yes.
It seems to me, Sam, like Gunther versus Dragon Lee might be in the plans for Elimination Chamber, or is it going to be after that?
It's next week on Raw.
Oh, really? Okay.
Already advertised next week on Raw. They've only got the 4 matches for Chamber again.
Do you like the 4-match structure that they typically run? No. Yeah.
No. The rules for me, I think WWE were right. I think with the idea that there are now too many matches on cards. If you watch an AEW card, as much as every match is brilliant, granted, you're exhausted. Like, I've been to 4 AEW shows. I've been to 2 All-Ins. I went to Forbidden Door, and I went to the recording of Dynamite and Collision in the same night. And we were exhausted. Great night, brilliant night, but we were knackered, absolutely knackered. And then you think back to WrestleMania 35. We watched that live. And I didn't get home till 6:30 in the morning. So too many matches is wrong. But I think 6, 7 is your correct number for a normal pay-per-view, the old 6, 7. And for something like the Elimination Chamber Royal Rumble, I think 5 is the right number. I do think 5 is the right number because they're long matches. Yeah. But they waste so much time with sponsors and entrances now that, it's the same level. It's ridiculous. But all I'm going to say to the start of this is Gunther right now is brilliant. I just don't understand the negativity. It's because someone's been pushed. The minute someone gets pushed, it's negativity online. I don't get it. Oh, he's boring. He's rubbish. And I'm like, what's the most entertaining he has ever been? Like, he's cutting promos that are entertaining. Like, because they're different.
If it's so not different. What they want, it's bad. That's how it goes.
Yeah. And I just love that he started the night. By the way, I think this was the tightest Monday Night Raw for a while in terms of structure of the show.
A lot going on.
It was a lot going on, but it didn't feel chaotic in terms of the structure. I thought it built the show really nicely to it. I thought it was actually a very nicely constructed Raw for a change.
It was constructed well. My only critique would probably be the match. There wasn't a lot of matches on last night's show.
Which happens a lot on go-home shows, to be fair. That happens quite a lot. But I thought Gunther's promo was great. You couldn't hear Adam Pearce, which was really funny. I thought that was really amusing. You definitely couldn't hear him. Adam Pearce is definitely going, is this working?
Yeah, he kept saying it over and over again, yeah.
I loved that. I love that Dragon Lee's involved in this. I actually love that because we got friends at Ringside Renaissance. I know you probably know them. Great friends. Brilliant podcast. They don't like that it's Dragon Lee because they think that's a drop down for Gunther, but I'm the opposite. I think it's a raise for Dragon Lee. I really do. Because Gunther's not going to be doing anything until Mania. It looks Gunther Rey Mysterio-y. That looks.
So that's what Great Brown Hope commented, that he's surprised that Rey hasn't made this about himself. I think that's what they're using Dragon Lee for. It's a vehicle to Rey Mysterio, because Gunther could probably face Rey at Mania and retire Rey and then go retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I think that's probably the plan. I think it's great for Dragon Lee. This is the best Dragon Lee's ever looked.
He hasn't mattered on the main roster until now.
Yeah, literally, it was fantastic. So that whole opening bit with Dragon Lee attacking came out of nowhere because you weren't expecting it, because you thought Gunther was just going to be escorted out, which is... How much security is there on Raw and SmackDown at the moment? Like, oh my God.
They have like 8 goons ready to go at all times.
Oh my God, just stop it. Stop it so much. Just let them do the wrestling thing. Just do the wrestling thing.
No, we need the security. You need the cheesy security in WWE.
5'6" security trying to stop Jacob Batum. And you're like, stop it. It's so annoying.
Great Brown
I loved it.
What
did you think of the Gunther Dragon Lee stuff?
I like it because I was always a fan of Dragon Lee in NXT. I know you didn't really get the chance to watch much NXT, but When he was North American champion, I thought he was great. So that was, till this moment, probably the most relevant I thought he was. Because like GBH said in the comments, he has that LWO stench off him right now. Because, everybody has that. That was a part of it because it was just generic babyface stable number one. And there was really nothing to them. So this gives Dragon Lee a purpose going forward. Granted, he's not beating Gunther. Nobody's beating Gunther probably this year. But like you said, it's only going to take his stock up a little bit because it's not going to be a squash match. Like, Dragon Lee's going to look competitive in this match, I would believe.
It might even main event Raw.
I think it's worthy of a main event of Raw. On the road to WrestleMania, why not?
Yeah, I can see so. Because obviously Gunther's got to start something. It will probably start the Rey Mysterio thing or something next week anyway. Because I assume it feels like WWE are just desperately trying to get past Elimination Chamber. Do you get that feeling?
They need to, yes. Because I feel like we're just in limbo right now. It's kind of like stagnant.
I don't know why we didn't just build towards Elimination Chamber as a pay-per-view. WrestleMania's in, like, however, 7 weeks. That's more than enough time to build WrestleMania. We literally on the channel next month, we're going to review WrestleMania 17, right? We've already done the review because it takes me ages to edit because it's an hour and 20-minute video. And we realized that most of the build to WrestleMania 17, regarded as the greatest WrestleMania of all time, is about a week for most of it. And you're like, you don't need it. You don't need it. So,
if you went back in time, there's probably other shows like that too.
Yeah, exactly. But then Cody appeared, and I tell you what, Cody and Gunther stare down, tiny little tiny thing. Be happy about that, excited, just a tiny small little look.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, well, Gunther was getting beaten up, and then they got rid of Dragon Lee. Gunther stood up, and that's when Cody appeared backstage.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
2 or 3 seconds, and I'm like, that's interesting. I like that. I'm a fan of that. And obviously,
ran that?
Yeah, they've only Royal Rumble, end of the Rumble.
That's right.
Cody won. That's it. Or Gunther's faced no one. Take away Punk.
Oh yeah, he hasn't even faced Roman Reigns. I've been waiting for the Gunther Roman Reigns matchup.
It's ridiculous. I think that might be who beats Roman Reigns for the world title. To be honest, I think they'll have Gunther beat Roman.
Roman beats Punk.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the plan.
You're on that same page as me. Then you think Roman's going to beat Punk?
I think so. I think they want Roman in the lineage of the world title. I think they want to make the most out of Roman as much as they can, even if he's part-time. I don't think he'd be world champion for long, but then again, it could generally be till SummerSlam. But that's only 4 months. I suppose you could get away with that a little bit. But I think that's what they want to do. But then again, it could be Gunther, Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I think I prefer that. But then again, if they don't, and we're going to talk about Brock Lesnar and what he could be doing at WrestleMania, if they don't do Oba versus Brock at WrestleMania, then I wouldn't be surprised if they did Oba versus Brock in Minneapolis. I don't know if that'd be smart, though, because I'm guessing the Minneapolis audience would treat Brock like a babyface, but you really never know.
I think Brock will be going into SummerSlam, retirement or not, as a babyface. Probably. I think he'll be going into SummerSlam as a babyface, I think. I assume Cody was only on Raw because he just got out of bed, walked in and went, "Hey lads, I'm home. Can I just come out and
hit the wall real quick and
do a thing? They like me here. They're not booing me here at the moment. So, well, yes. Do you think it's like babyface reaction? Yum 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 yum. Touch the neck tattoo with the niceness. Touch it. I'm American Nightmare. You're meant to like me. Like me here."
You know what? Cody follows me, and I did retweet this episode. So there is a slim chance that Cody Rhodes has this on his timeline right now, and he just witnessed you do that. So I hope that's the case.
I hope so. I like Cody. I'm one of the few people who's like, Cody's a babyface. You know, he'll be a heel eventually, but it'll be... I've actually already forgotten what Cody did. I've already forgotten.
Me too. I think we just are so used to him just playing the hits and then getting out of there that it's all the same. Like that, didn't it? Obafemi in a gauntlet match at Mania against every big man in the Fed. The last one is Lesnar and Femi wins. That's not a terrible idea, but I don't think that's a WWE style of booking right there.
Not at WrestleMania anyway.
Not at Mania. They would do that on a Raw potentially, but things are getting really interesting with the Vision now because if you checked out that qualifying match, Bronson Reed was supposed to win. At least that's what their sheets are saying.
Forget the sheets. Just move the sheets for a while away. Just from basic logic. Look at the Elimination Chamber. It's got one heel, and he's a pseudo heel at that. in Trick Williams. I've never seen an Elimination Chamber so baby-facing.
I was gonna say, who are you supposed to cheer for now in this Elimination Chamber?
I don't know. I think Jay, and I said this in the prediction that's coming out tomorrow on our channel, has backdoored his way, because there was definitely a moment in the match where those two looked at each other and was like, neither of us are meant to win this. What do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do now? There was definitely an element of, let's just wait until they tell us if he's staying or not. I'll do a little yeet, and then we'll do a little, we're good. He's not coming back. I probably should win this then, shall I win this? And I bet Jay's walked backstage and gone, come on. Yeah.
Now they're going to hate him even more. He's going to get unwarranted hate for winning this match when he wasn't even supposed to win. They're like, oh, you just put the tag titles on him, and now you're putting tag team champions in the chamber. Here we go.
Because my guess was Bronson Reed was going to do really well in the chamber and then probably attacked by the masked man in the chamber.
Yeah.
Which would have took him out. That's what I assumed the booking. What does the Vision do now?
Well, the Vision's just Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
The other bloke. The other guy.
What, do you just run the tag team championship match then? That's pretty much all you got, I think, at this point.
Yeah,
Let Logan and Theory be tag team.
Maybe. I don't even know what the plan was anyway, because I've had Bronson Reed and Austin Theory going for the tag titles at WrestleMania as my prediction since like December region. So
yeah,
I've got Logan Paul doing something else. I don't really know what I think they should just end it.
Scrap the Vision.
Just scrap it now. Yeah. It's not really working anymore because you've lost the direction of Seth Rollins not being there.
It's formulaic.
And then with Bron Breakker, it was good because Bron was being unhinged, but then again, he's now injured and they're both racing against time to make WrestleMania. Annoyingly, I think Seth probably is going to make it. I don't think Bron will.
No, Bron's, that's a serious injury that he had with the hernia.
But you never know what these lads do when it comes to the rehab. If you take John Cena, the reason John Cena got back within 3 months at the Royal Rumble 2008 is he literally said, you're meant to rehab once a week at first, and then you could maybe do it once, and he was doing like 2 or 3 times a day. So essentially, just I don't know how safe that is.
He's a genetic freak, yeah.
He is, and that also helps too. But yeah, with the match was actually good, even with the injury.
Match, yeah.
I love El Grande Americano. I don't care.
I love it too, man. GBH will speak their praises as well, and I say they because of Ludwig and now Chad Gable. I don't know how much you pay attention to AAA, but that's a gimmick that is heavily over in AAA.
Well, this is the funny thing is you look at it now, and the first thing I will say before we get into it is people are complaining about AI in WWE, and I'm like, you've missed the gimmick. You've missed what the gimmick is. He's a fake wrestler.
Yeah.
Forget corny. He's a fake wrestler. He's not real. It's Chad Gable.
Hey.
Sorry, it's an unknown man from Mexico.
It's Kayfabe coffee after all.
Chad Gable in a mask. He's pretending to be something else. So he's faking his history. I hate AI. Most people do, but this is the reason it's there. So if you're WWE using AI, like then you've been swept in. You've missed the point, and you're angry. You're an idiot. Clearly, we're going to do El Grande versus El Grande at WrestleMania. But because of what you just said at AAA, I'd have Ludwig Kaiser winning that and keeping the mask, because I assume it'd be mask versus mask. Let Chad be Chad again. Ludwig is so over in AAA. He should be the next champion in AAA.
I totally agree with what you're saying. The only thing I don't like is how Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are in this situation. Yeah, they're just background characters.
As someone from England, darling.
Oh, yeah, you should know about these two.
And not just England. I grew up very close to Pete Dunne. My family is from the same area as Pete Dunne. So
interesting.
So I know a lot about Pete Dunne. I actually know that about Tyler Bate, weirdly. But I'm just watching these two, and I'm like, the tag team division has just been disintegrated on both Raw and SmackDown.
I was gonna say, what SmackDown has tag teams, they're just not using the tag teams.
Don't. It's giving me a migraine.
There's a lot of things giving me a migraine right now when I'm watching wrestling. It's not just the WWE. There's other things that I'm nitpicking, and that's not saying that it's all doom and gloom. I just there are glaring holes.
you can enjoy it, but also go, I can be better, or why is this not being featured and stuff like that? Because I'm not. A lot of people going, why isn't this person getting pushed? And I'm like, that's because he's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
And you don't. Sometimes your favorites don't get pushed, or sometimes there's
so
somebody
much
else.
time.
Yeah, but featuring a division is very different. So I'm not there going, I can't believe the Street Profits aren't being used. I'm there going, could someone do tag team wrestling somewhere? Anywhere, like
other than the women. I mean, I feel like that's the only focus right now across all wrestling is women's tag team wrestling.
Could you imagine going back to 2019? So the women's tag has been going a year at that point. I think it got introduced in 2018, top of my head. Might have been 2019. The next year after it got introduced, and it was already dead on arrival at that point. And go, this is so big. They could easily main event WrestleMania Night 1 with this. They're not going to, obviously, but they easily could make that the main event. It's the biggest stars are in.
Feels important.
The division. They're bigger than the world title and the WWE title right now. It's brilliant to see. I'm loving the women right now on WWE. I wish they were given more story, because right now, anytime they touch anything, it's gold.
It's just Natty and Maxine really right now, storyline wise, off the top of my head. I mean,
now you got Liv and Steph now, but
but going off what you were saying with the women in general, that's something we've been preaching on NXT specifically, but it's true across the board. And I think it's across other companies as well, because AEW got a lot of gripe for their women's division at the beginning, and rightfully so. And if you look at the track record of AEW World Heavyweight Champions, it's not great in that women's division, but they're getting better.
They're still not great, though. It's very, very slow progression. Like, I will always criticize AEW for their women's division until someone tells me different, because everyone goes, well, what about Toni Storm and Mariah May? And I went, you mean the biggest storyline in history in AEW outside of Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega? And they still didn't main event the pay-per-view that ended on the screen that said the end. And they still didn't main event it. So I get very grumpy at that, because their women's division is brilliant as well.
Oh, it is.
I feel like I'm only just watching Tony and Mercedes constantly. That's all I feel.
We have Athena sitting on ROH behind a paywall. We could get into that, but I'll be talking AEW Dynamite on Thursday with JPJ. But surprisingly enough, we know who Liv Morgan's going to be facing. I don't even know why we had to make this a segment, because obviously she was going to choose Stephanie, but I do like the backstage segments that we've been seeing the past couple weeks. Obviously, it's in Stephanie's native tongue, so we couldn't understand it, but
you were meant to not understand it as well.
But that pissed people off too, apparently.
It's so stupid.
She's our champion. Why can't she speak English? I'm like, good God, you are ignorant.
You're ignorant for two reasons. One, it was meant to be a personal thing between those two with Dom. I can't hear Dom. You're not meant to hear Dom. And look, they subtitled it the next week. That was the point. And two, it was a political reflection on what was happening in society at the time as well. It's it was a very
still relevant now. Yeah,
and it was beautifully done. I still don't know why Liv cried. Still don't get that. It was very weird. Liv likes to cry. She does like it.
She likes to cry and do the freaking laugh that annoys me, but it's intentionally supposed to annoy you. I know.
Yeah. Yes, last week was the best thing Steph had done from a character and promo-y type thing. I loved the promo. People were like, people were stupid as well. They went, Liv has worked hard, and went, she didn't say she is not necessarily working hard. She said that it was easier for her because her first job was WWE. She got all the best trainers and all the people to work for her. Even if she was struggling in WWE, which she was, and all that jazz, she was in WWE struggling, while she's in a country that doesn't even have wrestling. It wasn't difficult to understand what was going on there. But
what's crazy about Stephanie, too? A little fun fact. I've been working with Warrior for a little bit now. She actually just worked a Warrior show 2 years ago.
Really?
So that is crazy how much of a grind she had to go on the last couple of years, because I never heard the name Stephanie Valkyrie until 2023.
Until she had a match with Mercedes Moné.
Never heard of it. Forbidden Door. And isn't that funny how that works? Like, I think there was another person that had like a match on Forbidden Door. It's escaping my mind. And then WWE was like, yeah, we need them, and brought them over. I'm like, you're going to showcase the talent.
I'm a bit gutted for Steph, because I think she hasn't been given help. Because she wasn't meant to be the champion, because Naomi got pregnant.
Yep.
And for some reason, when WWE have to make a change, a force change, and this is Triple H's WWE, they don't seem to do anything. They seem to make the change that needs to be done, like a number one contender or a new champion, and then they just leave them to float. And I felt that they really screwed over Steph by not having to do anything. And then it wasn't until we had the feud with Raquel, where Raquel's brilliant, that anything actually seemed to happen. So I feel a bit sorry for her. I don't see this match having any focus on WrestleMania. I don't even think it's the biggest match of the Judgment Day that'll happen at WrestleMania. I think we're all pretty assuming it's going to be Finn versus Dom at WrestleMania. So I think Liv's just going to probably win the title against Steph in a decent 15-minute match, and it'll be like match 3 on the night 1 card, and it'll just go away, which I think is a real shame because Steph really might be the best worker in WWE without Bianca there at the moment. She might be the best worker.
I would probably agree with you. Her or Io Sky, maybe.
Io Sky is, I think, the best wrestler. I think Stephanie might be the best worker. So they are different, but
if they ran that match, I mean, they ran it at WrestlePalooza though, and there's no way they could get to it. But I would love to see Io Sky and Stephanie Valkyrie again.
Yeah, I would too.
I think that's something that they could go to, but who knows? Like you said, though, I think Liv's going to take that title at WrestleMania. She's the big star in the women's division. That's the thing that the women's division has the edge over the men's right now, too. More stars. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Valkyrie, I'm probably missing some names here, but you know what I'm saying.
It's not just that, it's a structured roster as well. There's an obvious mid card, there's an obvious lower card, there's some obvious jobbers there, which is what a division needs. I saw people going, is this all you're going to give Candice LeRae? And I went, I love Candice LeRae. Big fan of Candice LeRae, but somebody has to lose to the new people to make the new crowd go, oh, Jordynne Grace is good. Oh, okay, she's a winner. All right. Someone has to lose. You're not going to feed her Rhea Ripley, are you? You have to feed her somebody. And so,
And I'm a big fan of Candice LeRae. And I don't know if you got the chance to see my way too early WrestleMania predictions, but I had Candice LeRae facing off against Julia. And I know that was a far-fetched, but I'm trying to think of that mid-card division on who's going to face Julia, but it might be Kiana James just because of the buzz that she's getting right now.
Freaking love her. I've loved her for years.
She's shining.
It was a joke when we watched the Royal Rumble. It was a joke because I predicted she'd be eliminated first in our 2026 prediction video. So when she came out really early, I was literally turning to bed. We watched it together, me and Baby Sam, which is very rare. And I was like, she's going to go. I'm going to get this. And then she never went. So it became a joke between us 10 people going, she's still in. And then she was brilliant in the match as well.
You're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. So she became everybody. 10 people were supporting.
Kiana James is over now.
It was so weird to watch, but I've always loved her anyway because I think she's really good. And for her to win that Elimination Chamber, I was watching it and my girlfriend was in the background not really paying attention because she hates wrestling. And I literally went, oh, she's won. Oh, God. And she was like, were you not expecting that? And I was like,
No.
No,
I don't think I was either. Eric said Liv Steph main event night 1. If not, then why do they keep saying the main event? They always say the main event do.
Jey Uso main event was given the main event WrestleMania, and he was the opening match of night 1. It's just always a thing they say.
It's the verbiage they use for any Royal Rumble winner going for a title. It doesn't matter where they're at on the card; they're considered the main event. Apparently, the WWE.
It's gonna be both men's titles that are main eventing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Either a fatal 4-way or a 5-way for the.
I've got 5.
Yeah, Randy, Cody, Jacob, Drew, and Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Because what else are you gonna do with those guys? Might as well do the. What it was the? Oh, you know what they should do, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, and they would never do this, but
the Iron Survivor match.
Yep,
love it. It's the only thing WWE have made since probably the Elimination Chamber that's actually good.
That would really be good for that match.
And also to do it as a WrestleMania, so it gets highlighted for the first time in a Mania, would be a great idea.
I mean, WWE, if you're listening, this is a free idea that you could use. I know you don't want to give me media access, but there's a couple other things that we got to get through for Monday Night Raw, because I know you got places to be here in a little bit. But you talked about there being tiers to the women's division. This is the mid-card right now with Natty, Maxine, the Intercontinental title kind of on the side as well. But this is a different version of Natty that we are finally getting to see in the WWE. For almost 2 decades, it was the same thing with Natalya, but now This is different, Sam. I'm curious. You digging the new Natty here?
Well, as someone who wants to have a farting gimmick,
Yeah.
it's definitely better. My only worry, little bit too little, too late.
I agree.
She's like what 44,
42 or
45,
something like that.
42.
Yeah.
So I know she's in her 40s. Great gimmick. She's been doing it in like Bloodsport and doing it in the Indies and stuff, and it's been brilliant.
Yep.
I
43.
think that 43 is it. I knew she was in that sort of realm, which is not old. I think we need to.
No.
People need to learn that wrestling. It's so. I'm trying to explain this to so many people online. They go, "WWE need to make new stars." I'm like, why do they need to make new stars? Cody's 40. CM Punk's
Their main
got a few years
event's
left.
mid-40s.
Drew McIntyre's. Like, when wrestlers used to nearly retire at 35, 36, 37, that's because they'd all been doing some things they shouldn't be doing and they weren't looking after
They're
themselves.
safer.
They were doing 280 nights a year, and now they're doing 7 nights a year, and they're all fit as a flea. They're all fit as a fiddle. In fact, they need to probably work more, actually, because sometimes you lose that bumping card. So much people are going to stay much older. And you'll see that with the women as well for the first time ever. You never saw any women that went to 40 years old. It just never happened. And you'll see loads of it now. It'd be brilliant. It'd be great to see. I'm loving this Natty gimmick. Once the Maxine thing's finished, I don't know what they'll do with her. I'm intrigued.
She might shoot up the card, dude, because there's a lot of injuries right now. They're
There
going to
are.
need people to fill some spots, and I think a serious Natty at the top of the card for a little bit wouldn't hurt anyone.
I have to admit, though, I'm just so infatuated with Maxine, watching Maxine.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Her ascension has been so fun to watch.
All I see is Trish Stratus. That's all I see. If you watch Trish when she debuted in, what was it, like early 2000s, late 90s or whatever it is, she couldn't wrestle at all. And then she got helped through a lot, and then the progression was so fast. Maxine is technically fitter than Trish was. Her Pilates thing is insane and stuff like that. Her ability to work really hard to get better at this. You obviously can tell she's still pausing. There's still that pause. She's still being led.
There's a little lag.
So there's definitely that green still about her, but she's trying new moves. She's not stealing moves like Logan Paul does.
He's humble.
Oh, screw his humbleness. She is brilliant, and I generally think that potentially, if she goes again in terms of that learning curve, it could be a main event level talent. I would actually send her to an acting school for a bit.
Yeah,
I think she needs to improve on that stuff to help her. But she's brilliant. Natty's the perfect person to work with her. She's the perfect person to help Natty as well because she's so sympathetic. It's great. Loved it. Ref stoppage is also brilliant as well. Makes Natty look great.
Don't see it that much either in the WWE. They don't do that kind of finish. So it makes Natty feel serious. And Maxine, like you just said, is one of the more empathetic characters that the WWE has on TV. There's not many people that dislike Maxine Dupree. So this is a fun little feud going into WrestleMania. It's one of those feuds, and I said this last week on Kayfabe Coffee. Not everybody, unfortunately, is going to make the WrestleMania card. But you do have to fill TV time during the week of WrestleMania. There's nothing wrong with being in a premiere spot on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown the week of WrestleMania because all the eyeballs are still going to be on you. There's people that are going to come in for the road to WrestleMania regardless. Casuals are going to tune in. So I think this is great. It's going to be fun to see what Natty and Maxine do in the near future, but we know what Brock Lesnar is going to be doing because he came out there with Paul Heyman because Paul Heyman now doesn't have a group to take care of anymore.
He didn't fall over. He didn't fall over. Didn't Titus O'Neil it.
Yeah, no little hiccups here. And there's going to be an open challenge at WrestleMania. Do you have any thoughts on who that open challenge is going to be?
I tell you what, before we get to what I think it is, the fact that they did a very John Cena-esque going, look at the dates he's going to turn up, essentially going, look how much he doesn't work. And then it was like...
Hey, he's more than Roman lately.
It is more than Roman. It hurts my brain. And you're looking at these 5 dates and you're going, hang on, you said you were going to turn up every Raw essentially to go, who's going to take me on? Are we just going to have a couple of weeks of nobody rocking up? And he's just going to turn up, stand there. What an easy payday. Jeez. It's ridiculous. If it's not over, I will be shocked. But LA Knight, it's probably going to be LA Knight.
Because what else is LA Knight going to do,
Yeah, literally, if you go back and watch my WrestleMania prediction card video, we did one in December. So we knew nothing. We had nothing going on in December. So that's the beauty of it. and it's for the predictions title as well. So it really is a ridiculous one. I didn't have that night on the card, not because I didn't like him. I was there going, I don't know what to do with you.
It's funny you say that because I just did that video last week and I didn't have any spot for LA Knight, so I just threw him in a tag with Seth Rollins against the Vision, hoping that Seth was going to come back and the babyface to just face off against the Vision at the show. But to me, and I'm not saying it's going to be this, LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar feels like Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar.
It's exactly what it is.
It's like, why do I care? And is this match going to be good? Probably not.
I'm hoping Triple H, for his faults, does listen to the crowd. For his faults, he does listen to the live audience, not online. He does listen to the live audience.
Weren't they chanting it last night?
They were chanting Oba last night. So, if you were watching that, it's very much a, what are you thinking? I think I would make the switch. I would do Brock Oba, because what would Oba be doing at WrestleMania? You want Oba at Mania to showcase him, because he's going to be your number one guy in the next 2, 3, or 4 years. I would do over Brock. I would have Brock put over talent. Just lose.
Yeah, Brock faced off against Omos at WrestleMania 39. People forget about that. So, Brock facing off against Big Man is a thing that they're not afraid to do. And Oba's, you've heard us speak about Oba Femi. We don't need to really speak his praises.
Genuinely true story. I was watching SmackDown, and Oba Femi turns up to take on Kit Wilson. This is the first time my girlfriend has ever seen Oba Femi. And what's the first thing my girlfriend, who hates wrestling, does? She starts doing the Oba Femi walk. Immediately. She's in the other room. She's just gone, yay, Oba Femi. She's just
as she comes out of the screen, just hitting the strut.
So it tells you everything. It tells you everything that someone who has SmackDown going on in the background, that she's not interested, she's on her phone. He looks up, sees this cool dude, and she, who hates wrestling, starts doing them. It says everything. I would go for the big match, Oba Brock. It will be LA Knight, and you're absolutely right. It will be a Dean Ambrose 5 minutes, who cares match. You're absolutely right, and I hate everything about it. And then I want him on Raw, apart from it at the end. He's in the elimination chamber.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I don't want to relive that again. But I tell you what, Javon Evans versus Kofi Kingston last night on Raw, that's a matchup I really thought I was never going to see, and I'm glad we got to see it, because Javon does draw those comparisons, obviously, both extremely athletic, skinnier in stature. You have those Royal Rumble spots, all that good stuff. But Javon Evans, the introduction has been interesting on Monday Night Raw. He's kind of just been treated as the generic babyface up-and-comer, which is essentially what he is. So, no harm, no foul here, having him go against a veteran like Kofi Kingston, right?
I think the way they've actually done every new person has been brilliant. I think the way they booked Oba's great. They're going, why is he not in a big feud? Doesn't need to be. Just needs to turn up and look great. And I think Javon Evans, they've just had him have matches. Look great, because he's got so much charisma. He doesn't need to be in a program. Usually you put someone in a program to demonstrate their character work or their promo work. He doesn't need that, because in ring he's so charismatic and entertaining that you could probably get away with not doing a lot with him, probably for 3, 4, or 5 months before you finally give him that first proper program. And I think it's working. I really do. I think it's working. And the match is good.
He's getting a lot of reactions every week.
Just on the completely unrelated note, this is one of my favorite things of America doing Raw and SmackDown, when they bring on the people who everyone else does not know. And it's really you had the guy who was the NASCAR driver bloke.
Oh, I don't even know anything about NASCAR. So yeah,
and then Javon's coming out with a guy who's
takeoff or offset.
Take off the offside rule, whoever he is. I don't know what he is.
No, takeoff's dead. I think it's offset. My bad.
Yeah, he's just standing around doing nothing. And then they go, look at all the people in the crowd. Don't know any of them. I think I know Little Bow Wow, I think.
Yeah, Little Bow Wow. There you go. Look at you. Knowing your American culture.
I want us to do the same version, but in in England, and you hover around and go, look, it's Joe Root, England cricketer.
Would have no idea.
Luke Littler, the dart player. I would love to see the alternative version.
The funny thing is, I want to know what the wrestlers are thinking too, because there's no way CM Punk knew who he was driving with to Monday Night Raw. CM Punk is from Chicago, Illinois. As a guy that lives an hour away from Chicago, Illinois, we don't give a fuck about racing. It's not in our DNA. It's just not us. It is what it is. That's a different white, Sam. That's a different kind of white.
I really wanted, after the guy span around, that Punk gets out. It's like, oh, I'm feeling a bit dizzy.
So this is what it feels like to drink. Because Punk doesn't drink.
I thought it was like a new guy turning up and this really cool gimmick, but no, it's just a bloke who's really good at driving in a circle.
Having that kind of gimmick, so don't give them any ideas. That's what they would do with Hank and Tank if they called them up from NXT, probably. Turn them into NASCAR guys, but... Two more things before we go.
That was what Hardcore Holly's first gimmick was. He was called Sparky Plug.
Good lord. Good thing I wasn't watching during that time.
Been done. Also, WCW had a tag team called the Pit Crew. All true. Though, one of the blokes in the Pit Crew was a monster truck driver. For legitimate reasons. So I think there was some legitimacy. Kayfabe upheld.
We like kayfabe over here on this show. That's for damn sure. We also like Raquel Rodriguez and what she's been doing. She's got to be one of the favorites, right, in the Elimination Chamber. I think Tiffany's the big favorite in this match, personally, but I would put Raquel probably at the number 2 or 3 spot. At least I would.
Sadly, I don't think so. I think with Jade being a heel, it's just splashes the field immediately, takes away all your heel people, they're gone. Particularly the fact you got to remember this is on SmackDown. I don't think they want to move the Judgment Day person over. I think they'll want to do eventually her and Liv. So you're pretty much your bets are between Rhea. Again, I think they'll do the tag team, so she's out. So it's just between Tiff and Alexa. Tiff is the answer. However, a little sneaky peek to what I might be predicting on, if you do watch our prediction videos on Sam's on Wrestling, I predicted Alexa, not because I think she's going to win, but I think Tiff's going to win.
Where you're going.
But I don't want to be the guy who didn't say out loud that Alexa wins and we get Charlotte also added and we get the triple threat. Because let's be honest, it was meant to be Jade Bianca, let's be honest here.
100%.
They purposely didn't have Bianca do surgery because they were hoping it would recover on its own.
It did not.
So much so that people thought she was pregnant, which is stupid. They'll just admit that. So much so they're going, it can't just be a finger injury. And I'm like, are you a doctor? Do you understand any of these things?
Fingers are serious, yeah.
It's such a bad thing. And it's the knuckle and all that jazz. I feel so sorry for her. So clearly they were waiting and leaving Bianca as long as they could. And they clearly went, it's not happening. You're going to have to go get surgery now. So who knows when she'll be out. And then, are you doing Jade Tiff again? They do not have chemistry at all. Yeah. Jade needs to be led still. Let's be honest. Jade needs to be led. Tiff is too inexperienced to lead somebody.
Tiff needs to be a true heel. That's what she needs to be.
That's a given as well. We'll talk about that at a later date. But Tiff is still so young. I don't think people realize how young Tiff actually is.
I think she's like mid-20s, yeah.
She was 23 when she won the title, so, she can't be more than 24.
26.
26 now, there you go, something like that. And that's so young to be leading somebody who needs to be led in a big match, and she couldn't do it. I don't blame Tiff for that, but I don't think those two should have been anywhere near each other. Hence why I think they might do Alexa Charlotte, because you can kind of hide and help Jade in a big match. It is a big match. The triple threat would work. The Alexa Charlotte is interesting. So I think Tiff's winning, but I don't want to be the guy who never said that Alexa and Charlotte's at WrestleMania. So I'm putting it out there just for the fun.
You really just made me think now, because I was going to predict Tiffany because it just seems like the obvious favorite in the match. Yeah, but Alexa, I thought Alexa versus Charlotte was going to happen one-on-one. But with the injuries that are in play and knowing that Charlotte is the veteran that she is, and she probably has to be in a predominant spot on the card, Alexa Bliss also being a veteran, I think a triple threat you could sell me on. You know what?
And also they've been doing lots of Jade Charlotte stare downs for about 4,000 years.
Yeah, they've been hinting towards that. So that, you might have flipped me.
But we'll find out tomorrow. I was happy that Raquel won. I love Raquel. She's great. I voted her as the most improved in our Sam's on Wrestling Awards. Baby Sam put up Bron Breakker, and we did go for Bron Breakker in the end because of his ascent from mid-card to main event. That's very difficult to do. That's why we gave him the award in the end. But I fought hard for Raquel because I think the transition has been phenomenal. Yeah. And I was delighted she won. I thought Io Sky was a lock. I thought they were going to have Io and Rhea do something in the chamber. I thought it was a lock. So just like when Kiana James won, I was surprised that Raquel won, and I was delighted that Raquel won. Because quite frankly, every time she gets in the ring, I'm actually very interested in watching her. I think she's brilliant. I think she's a main event talent now. I don't know how she's done it, but she's a main event talent.
I still need a little bit more character-wise and on the stick from her to consider her a main eventer, but the in-ring is different because she's a physically imposing character, similar to Lash Legend over on SmackDown.
Oh, she's awesome.
But now Raquel knows how to work the big styles. She didn't really, I mean, and credit to Kevin Nash. I know people don't want to hear that. Kevin Nash did call her out kind of on that, and he was right in a way.
Can we just say credits to former WWE wrestler? Is that easier to say? Credit to former WWE wrestler.
Even though he said some dumb shit the past couple weeks. I know his name isn't the best to mention on here. But then again, how many former wrestlers do we speak even kindly of nowadays? Because I feel like they're all saying dumb shit. Look at Bret Hart.
I'll say Mick Foley is a great bloke.
He is. Yeah, we like Mick over here, and we also like the phenomenal AJ Styles, who his career actually is over. This is legit. There was no swerve. We had Abyss there, Frankie Kazarian. Crazy! And on WWE television, Abyss and Frankie Kazarian.
Jeremy Borash, Pete Williams, it blew my freaking mind.
That's why I thought there was going to be a swerve, Sam. I'm like, they're bringing everybody in. I don't think AJ's done, but he's done.
There was a quote that AJ said he would never go into a Hall of Fame unless he was done. Now, from the looks of it, he didn't know. So that still might be on the cards.
Yeah, who knows?
And I wanted to throw this out to AEW fans going, oh, he's going to AEW. It's like, at what point did it look like he was going to AEW? He'd go to TNA if he was going anywhere. It's obvious. He's a big WWE person. He's really respectful of WWE and stuff like that. He wasn't leaving WWE because he hated WWE. He was leaving WWE because he said he wanted to retire before he got rubbish, essentially.
Like John said, yeah
exactly. I have to admit, I'm not an emotional person to wrestling. I'm quite numb. I'm quite numb to watching wrestling. I barely react to anything. I got a bit choked up for that one. I have to admit, it was a weird one because I felt nothing for the John Cena one. I even said it because I was in the episode where he retired. Yeah, I was in the Saturday Night, and I told you I'd already accepted he'd gone because he had been gone, and it was great that he gave us another year. But I knew he was going at the end of the year, and he'd already gone pretty much for 5 years anyway, bar the odd pop-up. So I didn't have that emotion, whereas AJ has always been there. I've been watching since 2002, so the entire time.
His whole
family
career.
Being lovely little speech. I got a little bit choked up about it because it was just nice to see. It really was. Because I will say right now that I believe AJ Styles is the best wrestler of my generation once Kurt Angle retired. Once it went from Shawn Michaels in my eyes to Kurt Angle to AJ Styles. That's how I view it. And it'll be intriguing to see who takes his spot, but I think AJ's been the best wrestler for a decade at least.
Hard to disagree. I think in the late 2010s, you could say all the 2010s that he probably was the wrestler of that decade. His run in the late 2010s in the WWE was phenomenal, pun intended. And I kind of think of the same lineage in terms of greatest in-ring wrestlers. I think of Shawn Michaels, obviously. I think of Bryan Danielson.
He's in there too,
I definitely think he's in that conversation.
Yeah.
But AJ Styles, if he's not in your top 5, top 10 in-ring wrestlers, I think you're mistaken. Because, I mean, just look at the impact that he had across all professional wrestling. It wasn't just one company. He really dipped his toes into everything and can be one of those people that said, I got to do everything, and he got to go out on his own terms. And that's something that doesn't happen in WWE anymore. And we've gotten to see that not just once, but twice in the past couple months, which is beautiful. And as somebody who, AJ Styles is in my top 5 wrestlers of all time, my favorite, personal favorites. So was John Cena. This was an emotional couple months for me, man. And I'm finally getting to that age too now in my early 30s where I'm really in touch with my emotions as well. So it really is just surreal for me to sit there and just as the screen went blank there to end Monday Night Raw, I was like, damn, We really aren't going to see AJ Styles wrestle again. I don't think he's going anywhere else. This is it.
Everyone thought with the gloves at the Rumble, but he explained that, and it made the most
Glad he
sense. It was just so lovely to watch. I think WWE do those things well. I think they always have done those things well, where they do actually do them. It was glad that it wasn't a swerve. It was glad it was the main event. It was all about AJ. They kept mentioning him through the night, which was also lovely. They kept saying this is for AJ. Like Rusev and Oba at the backstage looked like a good little feud for Oba. And they literally went, we're not doing this, not on AJ's night. And Rusev said, for AJ. That sort of stuff that's what I said about really structured Raw. It was weird by having a thing that was a through line throughout the night and little things they needed to do. It felt like Raw was as tight as it could possibly be. It was really nice. And
well, isn't that basic storytelling 101 right there? You just have that going across the entire show, that little line that you're just teetering around, like, what's going to happen here? Well, you got to wait for this.
And watching him be clearly unknown, because I don't think AJ's that good an actor, inducted by The Undertaker. Is The Undertaker now just the guy?
He's like in the NFL Hall of Fame where they have the guy go around and show up at people's houses. Undertaker's now that guy.
It's like Demolition are going to induct it, and Taker's like banging on the outside the door. Repo Man, you're in, lad. You're in. You're going to go in. Come on. 2026. I've got your plane ticket to Vegas.
Oh, boy. That'd be hilarious. But no, that was cool because obviously Undertaker's last match was with AJ Styles, so him getting to induct AJ addressing his wife. Guys, I don't think we need to sit here and speculate him going to another company. No. Just let the man retire. Let him walk off into the sunset because he got to do it all.
Is a man going to say, I've not been a full-time father, then not going to be a full-time father? That's probably a real heel move.
Probably. I've seen a few.
What a dick move that would be. Maybe he goes home and goes, oh, actually, this is horrible. Children.
I need to go to AEW. I can't stand these kids.
I need to be hit with a chair in the head, which I wasn't allowed to do anymore.
And then he joins Christian Cage's stable because he just hates his family, just like Christian hates his dad.
So like Christian, your dad is dead, and AJ's like, your dad is here, away, not dead. You're dead to me.
He's a dead dad in real life, just like Rey Mysterio. That was for Great Brown Hope, by the way. It was a good time chatting with you, Sam. That's all we got here for Monday Night Raw. Not a bad show whatsoever. But
no,
you got any final remarks before we head on out of here?
I will say one big thing actually, because I've got a tiny bit of time. One big thing.
Okay.
WWE, I'm going to say the criticism I have of WWE right now. I think it's a good place to end it with the criticism because we've been very positive. One, I think WWE are playing it very safe right now. It feels very safe. And two, I don't care about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And I was trying to work out why not. And I realized that all 4 matches don't matter. Now, what I mean by that is, because obviously they all matter. There's titles on the line in 2 of them, and 2 of them go to WrestleMania. I mean, in terms of the actual match itself, you've got CM Punk and Finn, you know who's winning. They didn't even bother to have Roman Reigns interact with Finn Balor just to throw in a bit of damage.
It's in Chicago, too, by the way.
As well. Then you've got AJ versus Becky, which has been going since September. They've been in and out, like Becky sometimes there. AJ, like they've been interacting twice. Finn and CM Punk have interacted once since the Rumble. Once. And then you've got the Elimination Chamber matches, which we know are really important, but no one's feuding with each other inside the chamber. So you've got 6 blokes and 6 women who have no connection to each other. They've not even had a chat about it or going, I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber. So literally it's just a match. Yes, it's an important match, but it's just a match. So I'm going in with almost 0 emotional connection to these matches. They're all important because there's 2 titles and 2 chambers. But that's the problem I'm having. I've got safe WWE. I want them to take a risk somewhere. Just something.
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like we're playing a video game and you just simulated a couple months into your My Universe mode and they just put together random matches. But that's a great point. Like, I don't emotionally care about any match, and I should, especially with it being in Chicago. As somebody, this is, once again, somebody from the Chicago area, I should care about that CM Punk match. I should care about the AJ Lee match. I do in a way, but not in a way where I would buy a ticket, go there, and lose my voice. I'm staying at home in my comfort of my own place because I don't feel the need to go to Elimination Chamber because there's nothing that's pulling me in right now. Like you said, everything's kind of just safe. kind of in the pause, waiting, holding period right now until WrestleMania really kicks into full gear. But that's not saying that there can't be a bad or a good show on Saturday.
Well, I think just like Elimination Chamber last year, but had no build bar The Rock, pretending he's in Indiana Jones going, Kalima, Kalima. Bar that. They had no build to that either, and it was the best show of the year, let's be honest here.
It was for the WWE, yeah.
So, for WWE. So, it didn't beat any of AEW shows. AEW trounced them in every
Their pay-per-views aren't fair, yeah.
No, they really are. But, I'm a bit annoyed that it's safe. I'm a bit annoyed that it's safe. And I'm a bit annoyed that this thing, that no one, even with the Elimination Chamber, this is why when you do these number one contenders and you only do like one a night, get through them. Get through them. You literally could have done 4 matches on Raw and 4 matches on SmackDown, and you've already got 8 of the 12. 4 again. Then you've got 2 weeks for them to actually kind of mingle and stuff. So I'm going to enjoy the show. I assume the show will be great because you've got Finn and Punk will put on a great match. Chambers are Chambers. I'm not a massive fan of the Elimination Chamber. I think it all depends on who's in it and if they can do something interesting. But generally speaking, I don't care for them or War Games.
It's not the same anymore, really, to be honest with you, the chamber matches.
And I'm glad, in a weird way, because I don't want it to be dangerous. I'm one of these people who will argue against it being dangerous.
Fair.
And then Becky's going to lead AJ through a match. It could be a bit rough. AJ hasn't wrestled a singles match in
10 years.
13 years, something like that. 13 years, 14, 12 years. And that was in the Divas era, where even though she was a trailblazer, the jump is
tops.
Yeah, if that, and the jump's massive. So I'm a little bit concerned. I hope they've been heavily practicing so that the match goes well, because I want to enjoy that, because I adore AJ and I think Becky is still brilliant. I think she's one of the best things on the show.
Yep.
So I assume it'll be a great show. I'm just a little bit give me something. It's not bad. Nothing's been bad. And I will keep saying this. WWE's been very good, I think, since 2026 started. I really do. In fact, since Boxing Day, I think it's been very, very good. But it hasn't been exceptional, or it hasn't been newsworthy, or it hasn't been... there's no news, and I'm waiting for that. So that's what I'm hoping for. However, thanks for the invite.
Of course, man. It's always good to chat wrestling with you. We could sit here probably for hours and talk about the WWE, and we could probably talk about AEW, too. Which, speaking of AEW, I think they're doing some good stuff right now. And that's why I want to give them credit, because they're taking risk, as they should. They're in a spot where they should be taking risks, because once again, they're not competition. They're the alternative. They are different to the WWE, and that's a good thing, because I don't want to have the same flavors of ice cream every day of the week, Sam. Some days I want butter pecan. Some days I want coffee. Some days I want Rocky Road.
You've already had too much coffee, man.
That's always on my mind. Look at the show. Look at your background right now. I don't want
Milky White
matches too heavily rehearsed. Well, that's probably how it's going to be with AJ, because she's old and is going to need it.
I don't want matches to be heavily rehearsed, but there's a difference between heavily rehearsed and, a botch fest of people not communicating very well. That they are very, very different things. So,
Absolutely.
This AJ is not a full-time worker, if at all. She's been hidden in 2 matches so far, particularly the War Games. She was very hidden.
The mixed tag was a lot of fun, though, at WrestlePalooza. That might be just saying that because I was there, but I thought the audience loved it, too.
That's my point, though. Yeah. That clearly was rehearsed. And, it didn't feel rehearsed. It came
off well.
You can't say I don't like matches being rehearsed, and if you watch TV or movies.
True.
It's the same principle. The idea is you're meant to rehearse it, and then it looks real, or looks better. That's
Make
the
it look
point.
effortless. Correct.
Yeah, it's where AEW fall down, because they have rehearsed spots that obviously take communication, and it stops from being a fight to a gymnastic dance. And
that's why I think they need a developmental, like a set developmental. Not ROH, not behind a paywall.
No.
An actual developmental.
I really agree. But so I hope that they put on a good match. And I hope that the build to WrestleMania is good. There's too much noise around backstage and stuff.
It needs to heat up next week.
Yeah, big time styling. Big time styling.
Next week's huge.
It feels huge. It feels huge because February's just been
mailing it in.
Kind of a waste of time. An entertaining little. Do you know what it feels like? When you watch. I never used to watch soap operas, and we have some big ones in this country. But that'll be a time when you're clearly building towards, let's say, Christmas, when they do it, when everyone dies at Christmas, and you're like, but it's currently November, and you're just like, it's just
let's
about
get to it.
it's about Aunt Doris has stolen a carton of milk around the corner shop, and she's blaming it on the milkman, and all these
Damn
people.
Doris.
Damn you, Doris!
She's a bastard. I should
She
have
is
said that out
such
loud.
a bastard.
It was a pleasure chat with you, my friend. Kayfabe
was.
Coffee, episode 10 is in the books. Monday Night Raw, another decent show, but we are on the road to WrestleMania over here at the Main Event Wrestling Network. So come and hang out and subscribe, because we pretty much have an upload every single day of the week. Over here, we have mixers, we have the Dusty Finish, we have this show, Kayfabe Coffee. No NXT Night Shift tonight to answer Eric's question. Unfortunately, Jay Gold and I live in a very big market, so we do not get it tonight because of the State of the Union address by our president. So can't wait for that. Yeah, I'm missing my wrestling for politics, and everybody knows that Mr. OTM loves getting political, and I mean that with 100% satire. But make sure you check out Sam's on Wrestling. Where can they find you on all the socials? And isn't just Sam's on Wrestling, right?
So yeah, Sam's on Wrestling across the board, apart from on Twitter, where there's no G because somebody had the name from 2013, the bastard.
So it's still there. Hold on,
it is still there, and I think it's someone from abroad as well, someone so foreign, so I can't message them because I don't think they'd understand.
Oh yeah, here's our culprit.
Yeah. That guy, ruined everything.
He doesn't even tweet. He tweeted since 2014.
Yeah, exactly. It's so annoying. So Sam's on Wrestling on Instagram, Sam's on Wrestling on YouTube, Sam's on Wrestling on TikTok, and Sam's on Wrestling on X if you want to follow us. I do TikTok lives where you can challenge me on wrestling. So if you want to see how good my wrestling knowledge is, or see if you can beat me, or just have a laugh with knowledge, come and do that. And if you want to watch our videos, we have fun with wrestling. Just so you know, we got an episode coming out in 3 hours, and it's a Hall of Fame episode. And it's literally, essentially, about all the things Mark Henry has done wrong.
Oh, boy. That's going to be interesting. Is there going to be a Mae Young reference or two in there as well?
No, weirdly, that one didn't turn up. There's so many things, you'd be surprised. So please go and check out our Hall of Fame episode. We got an episode out on Thursday. And as I said, on Sunday, it's Sam versus Sam in a 2-minute challenge that is definitely something to keep an eye on. And maybe, just maybe, we might have a certain review show of the Elimination Chamber with a special guest, potentially, maybe, who knows, coming out next Monday. But we'll see how. Go and check us out, as well as everyone else at the Main Event Wrestling Network.
That's right, and I'll be back this Thursday, recapping AEW Dynamite for Kayfabe Coffee, episode 11. I got JPJ joining me from the network as well, so it's funny, I started this show, I think about a month ago, because obviously I don't have a job, as you know. And majority of the episodes, I've had a guest. I was not expecting that with it being a morning live show, but apparently here at the network, we got schedules that are going to work. So this might be a thing going forward, which I kind of like. This is fun.
You might see me a little bit more because it's actually the first time you're doing a thing that's in my time frame.
I guess this has to be your show then.
This will be my show. I will happily be when you don't have a Kayfabe Coffee guest. Just go, Sam, you available? And I am probably in and talk about Monday Night Raw.
Kayfabe Coffee and tea with Sam and Mr. OTM. There it is. All right, guys, we're going to head on out of here. You guys have a great rest of your week. And don't forget, subscribe for more main event moves. Talk to you on Thursday. See ya.
Bye-bye.